By now, I hope you've learned a lot about the way you approach commitment and how you can go all in and then keep yourself in. And that's what I want to talk to you about today is resilience, the ability to stay the course, to keep yourself in. Because here's what I know for sure, is that to be successful, you're going to have to meet this thing called reality at some point with any goal or change that you're trying to sustain. And here's what I know as well, reality, a little unpredictable. So if your commitment was to succeed in perfect circumstances, you're already blown out of the water. The next step, this resilience piece, is actually something you can learn, and it's what can keep you on course when even your most dedicated commitments get challenged by this thing called reality. A couple of things to think about that help me stay resilient. First of all, I work hard to create sacred space. If I want to create something, a change or some writing, or whether it's meditation or whether it's exercise or whether it's developing my people, the first thing I need to do is prepare a space on my calendar, in my home, in my life. So think about that. Creating space increases your resilience because with space, you've got some room to move and to adjust to how things come and go. But you know you always have a place or a time on the calendar or in your home or your office to come back to for a reset. And resilience is not about staying the course as much as it is resetting back to the course so that you can go forward. I also want you to know the power involved in moving from willpower and persistence to resilience, which is all about inclusivity of all the resources that you have. If you're going to count on you or just a few other people to succeed in the face of reality, whatever it is you've set your mind to, let me predict it, you will not succeed. We're trying to do big stuff here. This big stuff requires for us to call in all of the resources. My mom used to say, we're about to do something big, let's call in all the angels. Like, we need a lot of force here. Let's just not rely on us. We've proven in the past we alone can't do this. So there's a couple of things that I really use in my life. One, I work hard to maintain in the course of my daily life a set of really positive relationships that I am glad to invest in and help out, and just in an abundant world really keep nurtured. They're my secret weapon, because all of these relationships, and I tend to believe that you're the average of the 6 people you spend the most time with, so I choose these carefully. And I want people who are in my corner who are supportive but not enabling. And whenever I reach a barrier that my ego wants to use to bail, I instead phone a friend. And I don't ask them to solve my problem for me. I ask them for 1 or 2 great ideas they have that I might not be seeing. It's a form of crowdsourcing. I may put online a question out to a network. I may do a Google search. I may make sure that I'm well subscribed to lots of people talking about similar things, so my mind stays very well fed of the 100 things I could do to stay on the course, even in spite of reality, and succeed in spite of my circumstances, to those things that I've committed to. Another thing I like to put out there, if it isn't readily available, is I actually will post something. I call it a resiliency board, but I'll post an issue, whether it's in person in my office or on the refrigerator at home, and I'll ask a question. What can I do to get more time for writing? Let's say I just posted this one recently. And then anyone who comes by that, I hand them a marker and I say, give me your best idea. You don't have to solve this. And I look at the list that they make for me. I call the resiliency board. And then I don't cherry pick. I just look at the list. And the wisdom that comes out of that list, I put this on my board because I'm finishing my 3rd book. I put this on my refrigerator. I ask, how can I make time for writing? Because I felt like I had no time. My 16-year-old took a marker, walked up to the fridge and said, stop doing laundry. Here's a weird thing. Whenever I have a writing deadline, I suddenly have very important laundry. It takes hours. I even fold fitted sheets. Watch YouTube videos on how to fold fitted sheets. What an amazing idea that he could see the ways I procrastinated were the same ways that I didn't meditate and didn't work out and didn't have my one-on-ones with my staff, I put less important things in front of my major important things like doing laundry. Bam! Come, sit, stay, that I've talked about in other videos. Butt in chair, keyboard at hand. See, the answers to how to succeed are so simple, but you won't find them by buckling down, because that's the domain of your ego. That's where you are owned by your ego. Your ego doesn't like for other input to come in. What you can do is open up. That bypasses the ego, and it introduces you to people who have overcome, who do have busy schedules and get things done, who are successful and have some suggestions and techniques for you to use as well. So get big networks, use resiliency boards, and ask for help at the earliest sign of discomfort, because by the time you wait to the midnight hour, it's too late for people to help you. So resiliency is all about using your resources and calling in those angels. Together we really are genius.